not to eat McDonald's 7 days a week, right? Like, why shouldn't you do that? Why is that bad for you? Or why is anything else bad for you? What's kind of like the disconnect there, with that water, sink? It's like, you catch them like drinking out of, it's like, sneaking the meat or whatever it may be, right? And it's like water. What's so bad about water, right? And we mentioned bottled water. What's so bad about water? What's so bad about bottled water specifically as well?
Yeah. So our government, their requirements for testing water is just so asinine. So there's all these toxins that are leached in our systems. And there's a website, I'm sure you guys know what it is. I think it's an independent third party that you can input your zip code and you can check your water system. But I did that and I sent an email, ewg.org, right? And I did that and I was like, okay, rational husband, here you go. Like, this is literally your water that is being pumped to your house. And here's all the 200% of allowed legal limits of this toxin and pharmaceuticals and birth control and this and that, all the things that we know that is in tap water. And it's really easy to see when you see that report, you're like, oh, my children are consuming this, right? Like, their little bodies, right? So their toxin burden can go up fairly quickly. So for us, it was a really easy choice when we started finding the data. And I almost say, I wish I wasn't awake to all this stuff because life was so easy before I knew. But now that I know, like, you can't unsee it. Now, every time we travel, we're like, all right, we're not just getting bottled water. We're going to get spring water in a glass container, right? And so we're like, we have a trip coming up this week and we're trying to figure out, okay, where's the local Whole Foods? How can I have mountain spring water delivered to our hotel room, right? So things like that. Or I travel with like a filtration water bottle in my backpack. And so anything that you can do, like, to mitigate drinking plastic water bottle is the best thing that you can do. So you're probably going to ask me, like, what's wrong with water bottles? So plastic is one of our biggest microplastics. We have a lot of microplastics in a lot of things, products we have, things that we're using. And so when you have plastic water bottles, the amount of leached plastics that is going into that water is off the charts. I mean, you don't know, especially like, say you're going to the Caribbean. Who knows if that water has been sitting outside, on a pallet for several days. It's leached all this plastic into your water and now they've cooled it down and they're serving it to you at the restaurant or whatnot. I mean, it's literally one of the worst things that you could do. So we kind of look at it as like, are there stages of like water? And back in the day, spring water was considered live water. And the reason it was called living water is because, water goes underground. It touches all these minerals, the soil. It comes up to somewhere like a spring where the humans would find it. It was moving. It was remineralized. It had all these nutrients. Again, there was that energetic field that was telling you, where are you at in this planet? You're drinking this water. You know exactly where this water is coming from. And that was living, breathing water. Today, our water sits in these big plastic tanks that the government manages, and it's piped to your house. It's like, it's not moving, it's not living, it's like dead water. So would you rather have something that's living and energetic enter your body or something that's dead?